Hello guys, so in this video we are gonna see like how you can store a complete call record. For example, let me show you. For example, you can store the information of each call inside the MongoDB. Like if the call is rejected, then you can store each and every information about the rejection of the call, and if the call is answered, then you can store all the information that is related to the call answered. Now let me show you what information you're gonna store. So let me show you first the MongoDB in which we have stored the information. You can see over here currently I have a total 390 calls made right now, and each call has each document. You can see over here. Now the document has a various type of information and parameters. You can see over here. The first is as a transcript. The second is which stores all the information about the calls dialogue happened between the user and the agent, and then the call status. Now if the call is answered, then the call status is as completed. If the call is busy or rejected by the user, so you can see this is the variable which I have created, SIP status. Let me show you in the MongoDB itself. See, if the call status is busy, then that means the user has rejected the call, and if the call is completed, that means the user has picked up the call. Even if the user pick up the call and talk only for 1 second, that is considered as a completed call because the user has picked up the call. Okay, then the third parameter is called as a to phone number. To phone number is nothing but a phone number on which we have made the call. Okay, so this is called as a to phone number. Now the fourth one is also call type. Now we are making outbound calls, so it is a outbound here. Now if you want to do an inbound call, if you have both inbound and outbound in the same agent, so you can configure it as per your requirement. I'm going to show you the full code as well, but first of all you need to understand the complete structure before getting the code. Okay, then after that the sixth parameter is nothing but a call answered timestamp. That means if the user has picked up the call, then what is the time of that call. Let me show you the current time in which I have made one call. Let me just go in the last file. Yes, you can see over here currently I have answered one call. You can see the call answering was on 2026 4/11, which is yesterday at 14:12:35. That means at a 2:12, correct, at a 2:12 and 35 seconds. So this is a call answer timestamp, and call completed timestamp is nothing but a when we have finished the call. So this is about the call completed timestamp. And you can also calculate the duration, like the time gap between the call answered and the call completed. So you can calculate the duration of total duration you have talked with the agent, or conversation happened between agent and the user. So this is all about the document which we are gonna store inside the MongoDB. Now you might be thinking why we are gonna store it in the MongoDB, why if we are already getting it from the telephony provider. Let me tell you one example. See, if you are getting the information from the telephony provider, for sure the telephony provider will be changed in future if you find someone cheaper than your existing provider, or better option than the existing provider, or if your provider has raised the prices, so you might be thinking to change the provider in future, which can help us to, which will create a problems for you, because the platform which you have using currently is storing the information, and the platform which you are gonna use in future has a different platform or has a different technology of storing. So your data will be scattered. So for that problem, you can create a MongoDB storage, and you can store all the necessary information in that only. It is a one reliable source. So, and it is actually a concurrency friendly. That means you can store that means if a multiple calls is going on, you can store all the information in the one of all the calls same time. So yeah, you can see over here, this is the document. Now let me explain you like I have done in the code. I have done in the code. So see, let me give you the architecture first. I have created two functions. One is called rejected function and one is called answered function. Now I'm calling the call rejection function when the user rejected the call rejection function will be triggered. When the user will answer the call answered function will be triggered. Now let me show you the two functions. Yes, you can see over here, this is actually the name is not matching, but you can call it as a call answered function. You can see save complete transcript is a function which is equivalent to call answered function, and the second function is nothing but a call rejection. Let me show you that function as well. So you can see Yes, you can see over here, this is a call rejection function. Let me just show you this is the call rejection function which executes when the user has rejected the call. Now what is generally stores, so you can see it generally stores the information about the call was rejected by the recipient, and it stores the information as the call has been rejected. That means we will get an empty string, to be obvious, so I have defined an empty string already. Then the call status, so status we are getting from the SIP status. You can see the function has a parameter of SIP status. That means if the call is busy, I will get a busy as a status. If the call has rejected, then I will get a rejected or a declined as a status. So this is about the call status. Now WhatsApp message, I have done a custom automation in the agent itself, so you can ignore this message and this parameter if you are not gonna using it for automation. Then to phone number, now I'm getting a to phone number, that means a number which I have called. I'm getting it from the user object. Now let me show you the user objects. Yes, you can see all the user objects I have done here. Now let me tell you, if you want to create a variable inside the agent file, I will suggest you to create a user object, because user object is a one which can help us to do and tackle with the concurrency. For example, if you are making a variable inside the agent file and you are doing a concurrency call, so there can be a issue of due to concurrency the value may get flagged or affected. So better you can use agent variables, because these variables create simultaneously as a call or a agent session get triggers. So it is a agent based variables, you can say a session based variables. You can say each call will create, each session will create each variable, and it is treated the variable, it will treat the variable as a separate, so don't worry about it. And then it will return back to the call return function, call rejected function. And you can see the call type. Now in my case I am using the call type as a variable, but the call type will be as per your, you can see over here I have done a condition. If the phone number, if the call type, if the phone number exists, then we are doing a outbound call. If the phone number doesn't exist, then we are doing an inbound call. So I'm making a condition over here. So based on that condition, I'm using the call type as a variable. Now you can also type here a predefined if you have outbound and if you have inbound, only one if you know. Then the call answer timestamp, obviously I will not have a call answer timestamp. Then also I have created a variable. I have used a variable which I have created in the user object. You can type it here as a 0, because if a user has not answered a timestamp and it is a call rejected function, so you can put it 0 over here. I have done a variable, I have used a variable in which I'm also getting a 0 only. Then here is a call completed timestamp. Now there will be a no completion of the call if the user has not picked up the call, so obviously there is a none, and the duration will be also 0 because it is a rejection call. So yeah, so now let me tell you where I am calling this call rejection function. So you can see over here, yes, you can see over here, this is the code. If the phone number exists, and after if the phone number exists, so the function will place the outbound call to the phone number. Okay, and let me just go here. You can see over here, and it will just make a call to the phone number. Okay, and it will go inside the try block. Now inside the try block, it will start creating the call. You can see over here, and if the call will be pick up, so it will go inside the try block, because it is creating the call after the pickup, so it will go inside the try block. If the call has been declined by the user, so obviously it will go inside the accept block. You can see over here, and inside the accept block you can see I have called the call rejection function. You can see on call rejected with the parameter as a SIP status, which I have shown. So you can see this is a call rejected function I am calling when the user has declined the call, and it is in the accept block. Now let me tell you about the call completed, that means call answered function. So we'll see the demo of the call, like call rejected also and call answered also in the last. So let me just tell you about the call answered function. You can see this is the call answered function. So inside the call answered function, you can see this is a call completed timestamp I'm getting. That means a call will be after completion of the call, we have a one variable. So we are getting the time of the date time now when the call will complete. Okay, now we are getting a transcription of the call, and inside this you can see over here I'm storing the transcript which I have shown you, and a call completed will be answered completed because it will be a predefined file value, because it is a call completed function. So it will be all obvious we have a predefined value as a completed. Now just ignore this WhatsApp message because I have done a WhatsApp automation. Now in the fourth you can see value parameter, you can see this is the call number which I have shown you, to phone number, and call time obvious outbound call if you want a static as I have shown you. Then call answered, obviously we are getting a call answer timestamp. Now we are from where we are getting a call answer timestamp, let me show you inside the try block which I have shown you. Where it is gone, yes, it is here, you can see. Let me just go up. Yes, you can see over here this is a try block. In this try block we are getting a user call created timestamp. You can see over here call answer timestamp. So when user will answer the call, it will store the answering timestamp. So yeah, and after that we can calculate the duration as well, like minusing the call answer timestamp and call completed timestamp, we will get a duration as well. So yeah, now we are gonna see the demo of call completed as well and call rejected as well, and I'm going to show you in the MongoDB like how the information going to be stored. And if you want a complete code of this, you can comment me below. I'm not gonna providing in the description, you have to comment me. I'm gonna providing it to you in the personal. Okay, so yeah, let us go and check with the demo. Now you can see over here I have started my agent. Now we are making a call to my phone number, so let us call. Let me just start a worker first. You can see this is the APIs I have created for my agents. There are different type of the APIs. This is the start worker APIs. You can see over here I have triggered the message of the starting for starting the worker. You can see the worker has been starting. Yes guys, you can see over here we have registered the worker. Now we are triggering the call. That means we are calling a phone number. So for this we are going inside the API, and inside the call API I am typing my phone number. Now after executing, you can see here the call will execute. Yes, you can see the job has been executed. Now I have my phone right in my hand. I will get a call.
Unknown caller.
You can see I have got the call from the agent. I'm going to pick up the call. Hello.
Hello Rajesh, we discussed refurbished laptops. Shall I share a quotation?
Yes, tell me about the quotation.
The quotation will include refurbished laptops within your budget of 4,000. Would you like me to suggest specific models?
Could you please explain me what is the organization about and the introduction about the organization?
Sure, Vision IT specializes in supplying refurbished and branded desktops, laptops, monitors, and accessories. We ensure all products come with genuine Windows, warranty, and service support. Would you like to proceed with the quotation for laptops?
Yes, I like to proceed with the quotation. And could you tell me what type of category products do you offer?
We offer refurbished and performance desktops, laptops, monitors, and accessories. Shall I share the quotation for refurbished laptops now?
Thank you so much. Bye.
Sure, no problem. Thank you for your time.
So you saw guys, our call has been connected and we have completed our call and conversation.